From the NewsChannel 5 network, this is Inside Politics.
Hello, everyone. I'm NewsChannel 5's political analyst, Pat Nolan. Welcome to Inside Politics. The role of faith and religion in our American government has been a source of ongoing controversy even before the First Amendment and the U.S. Constitution were approved back in the late 1700s. One prominent Tennessean who throughout his public life has grappled with this issue is former Tennessee Governor and Knoxville Mayor Bill Haslam. He has written a new book on the subject entitled Faithful Presence, the Promise and the Peril of Faith in the Public Square. Governor Haslam is our guest on Inside Politics this week. Governor, welcome back to the program. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thanks, Pat. I was thinking when we were signing into this, you and I have been having these conversations one form or another for over 10 years, so it's fun to be back.
That's right. Thank you so much for joining us. Translate your book title. You say Faithful Presence. What do you mean by that?
You know, I think, listen, I wrote the book for people of faith, and then people who wouldn't describe themselves that way, but kind of wonder what the right role is. And what I'm trying to say primarily to people of faith is, what would it look like to have a faithful presence in the public square? We have lots of discussion about issues and where you stand on this or that. We don't really talk about what it would look like to walk faithfully in a public arena, whether you're an elected person or you're just somebody interested in the process.
So what is the biggest promise and what is the biggest peril of faith in the public square?
Well, I think the promise can be this. You know, if I'm coming at this from the Christian perspective, and as that, we're people who believe in love and truth. We're people who believe in justice and mercy. And I think in today's political environment, having both of those be a part of the conversation is helpful. Justice without mercy is not a pretty picture. Mercy without justice, none of us really want either. So being able to bring both of those at the same time. And then the other key thing that people of faith, I think, should bring to the table is this sense of, we don't have it all figured out. My political mentor was Howard Baker, and he used to always say, always remember the other fella might be right. Well, one of the premises of the Christian faith is that, you know, we're all broken people. And if we are, that means that we're not always right, including in the political arena.
You make it clear in your book that you think too many Christians take their political views and make them fit into their faith, not necessarily making their faith the other way around. You think that's backwards, right? You think people should do more about making their faith impact their political views.
I really do. And if you look at it, you can look at it one way clearly. We should all ask ourselves, which are we more worried about? Losing the political argument and having the country go in a direction different than we want, or losing our God? And if you could ask yourself, like, which one of those gets in my craw more, it might answer the question of, is your faith guiding your politics, or is your politics guiding your faith?
Former Governor Bill Haslam is our guest on Inside Politics. We're talking about his new book. It's entitled Faithful Presence, the Promise and Peril of Faith in the Public Square. Back to continue our conversation with the governor after this break.